let's say we go for this, we have our same position that we had, and we just know his hands are in the way, and maybe we can't like get rid of this, so keep this tight. Maybe we can't get our hand in there to get around it, and we can't do this with his hand up on his chest, because no matter how much I come in here, you can still get that hand up in near his throat, and I can't punch that through, no matter how much I try. So I already have my hand underneath his head still, so I'm gonna fish my thumb into his gi, into his lapel, and I'm going to loop this out and around here. And I'm going to get a bite to just grab, like with my thumb in on the lapel. Now immediately I'm gonna start leaning more to my right and be on my right elbow. Now, like I said before, when we were off center line, it was hard for him to roll me. This would be damn near impossible. He will not roll me in that direction while I am leaning this far forward and cheating this far to the side. So what I'm going to do is set up a double palm down cross choke. And to me, this is the superior version of doing this. Most people will do cross chokes where they're here, right? I feel so unstable being here. If I have my thumb in, I can be on my knuckles like this all day long. No problem, okay? So we had our head control, you know, we start looking for that Ezekiel. For whatever reason, it just doesn't work. We're gonna just do this. Like, this is fine too. But you put your thumb into the lapel and loop out and around, and try to have your hand be next to his carotid on his neck. Now, we're leaning on our elbow, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my right hand, put it to the collar, and I'm gonna start ratchet strapping this down. So I pull it, pull it, pull it, and I get tight. This right here could tap him out. I'm not even joking. So just for the sake of the drill, I'm gonna let up on it for a second. So, like I said, you just pull and pull and pull until it's tight. So I'm gonna let up a little bit. Now, what I wanna do is go to the other side of his head and start setting in the other hand for the cross choke. So I don't want to just pop up and come to the other side, because then he will roll me. Because there is that split second where we are spines aligned and I'm straight above him, and then he could easily just grab my hand and roll that direction, okay? So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna rainbow out over his head. So instead of just going, I'm just going to use this hand for base, bring myself forward, come out and over. And notice how I'm using my right hand. I'm bringing it out, over, and around. Now I'm based out on this side. And what I do is I use my elbow to shave his beard, turn his head, and I get a grip on his lapel. Now I don't have this first grip in very tight, so you might not tap here.
I'm gonna tap.
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull my elbows in and drop my forehead to the mat. So here, get the tap. Now mind you, again, and this is the power of that grip, I had barely that tight. That was not tight at all, okay? I'm gonna show it again, and then I'm gonna demonstrate with it tight. So we had our hugging, and we tried the Ezekiel, or maybe we just knew his hands were there and we didn't even bother trying for it. Thumb inside the lapel, loop out and around, and just have this grip. You're leaning out to your right side, you're on your right elbow. Don't be postured up, be on your elbow. Because we want to use this hand, again, to ratchet this down, nice and tight. So again, I'm gonna lean off of it a little bit. Then when we're ready to go for the kill, we're gonna use our right hand to base over his head and come to the other side. Use our elbow to turn his head and shave his beard to get that grip. Again, right next to his carotid. We need to be blocking the carotids. So my hand's on the carotid on the other side. I bring my elbows in and start dropping my head. Okay?
Very tight.
So one more time, and I'm gonna really ratchet it down.
Yay.
So we're here, thumb inside, loop it out and around, grab, ratchet, tight. Out and around, here and in. Brutal.